What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Morrissey, and we're going back to his 1988 album Viva Hate. And the next tune is Suedehead. I don't know, it sounds like a combination insult, maybe a idiosyncratic insult, but ultimately I'm not quite sure what to make of it. It's not a phrase I've heard. Suede, it's a type of treated leather. Knowing Morrissey, and from what I understand, Johnny Marr's aversion to meat consumption and factory farming and so on, it makes me wonder if there's a connection to the treatment of animals, the production of leather and suede for human apparel. But at the same time, head, it seems more related to whatever's going on in someone's head. Because, if you call someone a poop head, let's say, you're suggesting that there's not great things going on inside their brain. So head insults tend to relate to, the metaphor, the simile is in relation to what is going on in the other person's brain. So, I don't know, it's a weird phrase, one I'm not familiar with. Let's find out what it actually is. This is Morrissey, the tune is Suedehead, and it's from the 1988 album Viva Hate. I think that intro was only right speaker.
Why do you come here? I'm
I love that.
Why do you hang around? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why do you come here when you know it makes things hard for me? When you know, oh, why do you come? Why do you telephone? Sun glistening on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why do you come here when you know it makes things hard for me? When you know, oh, why do you come? You had to sneak into my room just to read my diary. It was just to see all the things you knew I'd written about you. Oh, so many illustrations, oh, but I'm so very sickened. I'm so sickened now.
My brain finally figured out that percussive roll at the end of the measures. couple tracks saying how this album sounds notably different than the Smiths material, because that one was the most Smiths-like of the tracks so far, I would say. And admittedly, there were, there's like a piano element, there was, I think, like a synth string layer, so it wasn't like, the earliest, like, stripped down, indie rock sound of the Smiths. It was more like maybe Strange Way Smiths, which makes sense, again, because I'm aware that, what is his name, is like Stephen Street, I want to say, produced that album and is on producing this album as well. But yeah, I love that. Like, number one, I enjoyed his melismatic singing, lots of parts where he's doing multiple notes for each, like, part of the, like, of a word or just a melodic sound, where he's doing a whole bunch of melismas. It even reminded me a little bit of, like, kind of like Middle Ages sacred singing, which is to say, I took a couple history of Western classical music courses, and in those courses we eventually listened to a whole bunch of, like, Middle Ages, like what we would call like chant music now, and there are times where, like, one word, say like Alleluia or something, there'll be like 60 notes in the, like, the saying of the word, because they just keep hitting different notes and singing these melismas, and it felt like that main vocal riff of the track was like that. But there were other parts too where he was hitting like 4 or 5 notes per, like, part of a word, so I enjoyed the way his vocals really stood out in this one. And again, like, the composition was nice. It felt like elements of the Smiths, but again, maybe like later Smiths, but there were some parts where it felt like, again, it's this album is doing its own thing. So yeah, one that seemed to, like, give me hints of what I've come to know of his music, but also where he's going as a solo artist. Lyrically, it's funny, like, it seemed like, why do you come around when you know it makes things difficult? Why do you telephone me? So in one way, it sounds like this person just doesn't want to deal with whatever the situation or the context of the presence of this other person, or doesn't want to have to talk through something. But then it sounds like there's also emotions, like, running the other way, like I'm so sorry, as if, like, the responsibility is also on the narrator. So yeah, I'm not quite sure, and I feel like there's surely some distinction or aspect of the lyrics that I'm missing, because, like, in one respect it felt so, like, stay away, and then in another respect it felt like it's on me, like, I'm so sorry. So maybe he wasn't apologizing to the same person that he was saying the other phrases to, but yeah, lyrically I'm not quite sure where this one is. Hello again. So yeah, that cut off right as I was getting to the end. I was just saying I'm looking forward to going through the larger bulk of Morrissey's solo material, because a few people have commented that, they're excited. It's very early stages and there's a lot more interesting material to come. So let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.